Standardized testing, a synopsis of standardized testing in the United States. In this presentation, I will discuss a brief historical background of standardized testing in the United States, the various uses of testing, how testing has changed over time, the opposing views on testing, and some of the ways testing affects students and education in general. While testing in the United States has existed since the inception of the public education system, before 1840, testing practices were oral, not written. Massachusetts is the first state reported using written exams. Initially, testing was not designed to make valid comparisons among children in schools, but that quickly changed. Early written exams were used in schools and focused on the major school subjects. Their purpose was to classify students and to monitor school systems by external authorities. Soon, standardized testing was being used for other purposes. French psychologist Alfred Binet developed a standardized test of intelligence, now widely known as the IQ test. In 1901, the College Entrance Exam Board was established and exams began to be administered throughout the U.S. Around the time of World War I, Army mental tests were conducted to assign jobs during the war. By 1930, multiple choice tests were widely used in schools. It had its critics, but its efficiency and seemingly objectivity won out. High-speed computing by way of electronic data processing equipment made processing large quantities of tests possible. The IBM 805 was the first automatic test scanner developed in 1936. As time progressed, so did testing practices. Additions to college entry exams have been made, now including pre-tests, like the pre-SAT, and tests that allow students to test out of entry-level college courses, like the SAT-2. Other tests allow students to test into advanced placement classes. In 2001, the No Child Left Behind education reform became an expansion that mandated standardized testing as a means of assessing school performance. As the years have gone on, standardized testing has become more controversial. There are both proponents and opponents of standardized testing. Both those who are for and those who are against standardized testing have compiled lists to support their arguments. The pros and cons shown are from each list. While it's good to see both sides of the argument, it's obvious that biases exist, which causes a contradiction among certain points. The effects of standardized testing include but are not limited to the following. Standardized testing does little to nothing as far as fostering creative thinking is concerned. One study done in 2010 found that creative thinking scores have been dropping since 1990. Other research has shown that testing can produce stress and anxiety even to the point of causing physical illness. A lot of classroom instruction time has now been adapted to prepare students for high-stakes testing. Many good teaching practices are being replaced with teaching to the test. After the passing of No Child Left Behind, state spending on standardized tests increased from $423 million to $1.1 billion, as shown in a study conducted in 2008. Today, testing is used for much more than its original purposes and in a wide range of arenas. Even still, the ways testing are used in the U.S. educational system have both positive and negative aspects. All in all, the U.S. has been testing students now for 150 years and doesn't show any signs of stopping.